Harley-Davidson Knucklehead. The Harley-Davidson Knucklehead arrived in the 1930s and became one of the most recognizable motorcycles in American history. Its name came from the shape of the engine's rocker covers, which looked like human knuckles. At a time when motorcycles were still rough and basic machines, the Knucklehead introduced features that felt advanced for its era, including overhead valves and better oil circulation. Riders across the United States used it for long-distance travel, racing, and everyday transportation. Even decades later, its deep engine sound and heavy styling still define what many people imagine when they think of a classic motorcycle. Indian Scout. The Indian Scout first appeared in the early 20th century and quickly became known for its smooth handling and dependable engine. Unlike larger touring motorcycles of the time, the Scout felt balanced and easier to control, which helped it gain popularity among racers and military riders. During the First and Second World Wars, motorcycles like the Scout became useful for communication and transport. The bike also carried a strong visual identity with curved fenders and classic American styling. Today, the name still survives through modern Indian motorcycles that continue using the Scout heritage. Honda Super Cub. The Honda Super Cub changed motorcycles forever by making them simple and accessible to ordinary people. Introduced in 1958, it was small, lightweight, and easy to ride even for beginners. In many countries, people used the Super Cub for work, deliveries, and daily travel. It became especially important in Asia, where motorcycles became a major form of transportation. Honda's famous slogan, "You meet the nicest people on a Honda," helped remove the rough biker image that motorcycles once had. Over time, the Super Cub became the best-selling motor vehicle in history, with production numbers reaching into the tens of millions. Triumph Bonneville. The Triumph Bonneville became a symbol of British motorcycling during the 1960s. Named after the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah, where land speed records were set, the motorcycle mixed speed with elegant styling. Riders loved its parallel twin engine and lightweight feel. The Bonneville also became connected to youth culture, appearing in films and being ridden by famous actors and musicians. Unlike many motorcycles that disappeared after their era ended, the Bonneville continued evolving. Modern versions still keep the same classic shape while adding updated technology underneath. BMW R32. The BMW R32 was released in 1923 and marked the beginning of BMW motorcycles. It introduced the flat twin-boxer engine layout that BMW still uses today. The cylinders extended outward from each side of the motorcycle, giving it a unique appearance and helping with cooling. Another important feature was its shaft drive system, which replaced chains and reduced maintenance. The R32 showed that motorcycles could be engineered with precision instead of being treated like simple machines. That engineering philosophy eventually became one of BMW's defining qualities. Brave Superior SS100. The Brave Superior SS100 was often called the Rolls-Royce of motorcycles. Built in England during the 1920s and 1930s, each bike was assembled carefully and tested before delivery. It was fast, expensive, and extremely exclusive. Famous writer T.E. Lawrence, better known as Lawrence of Arabia, owned several Brave Superior motorcycles and praised their performance. The SS100 represented luxury in a time when motorcycles were usually seen as practical machines. Even now, surviving models sell for enormous amounts at auctions because of their rarity and craftsmanship. Vincent Black Shadow. The Vincent Black Shadow arrived after World War II and shocked people with its speed. In the late 1940s, it could reach speeds over 100 miles per hour, which was extraordinary for a production motorcycle at the time. Its dark styling and powerful V-twin engine gave it a mysterious reputation. Riders considered it both beautiful and dangerous because it demanded skill and confidence to control. Despite Vincent motorcycles disappearing from production years later, the Black Shadow remained legendary among collectors and enthusiasts. Moto Guzzi V8. The Moto Guzzi V8 was one of the most ambitious racing motorcycles ever created. Built in the 1950s in Italy, it used an incredibly complex V8 engine at a time when most motorcycles had only one or two cylinders. The machine was lightweight, extremely fast, and far ahead of its era. Engineers designed it mainly for Grand Prix racing, where it amazed spectators with both its speed and its unusual sound. Although it was difficult to maintain and expensive to develop, the Moto Guzzi V8 showed how advanced motorcycle engineering could become. Kawasaki Z1. The Kawasaki Z1 appeared in the early 1970s and changed the superbike market forever. It featured a large four-cylinder engine that delivered both speed and reliability. Riders appreciated that it could perform well on highways while still feeling comfortable for daily riding. At the time, many motorcycles either focused on power or practicality, but the Z1 balanced both. Its aggressive styling and strong performance helped establish Kawasaki as a serious force in the motorcycle world. Many modern sport motorcycles can trace their roots back to the influence of the Z1. Honda CB750. The Honda CB750 is often called the first true superbike. Released in 1969, it combined speed, reliability, electric start, and front disc brakes into one motorcycle. Before the CB750, many high-performance motorcycles required constant maintenance and difficult starting procedures. Honda changed that completely. Riders suddenly had access to a machine that was fast but still dependable enough for everyday use. The CB750 became incredibly successful worldwide and forced other manufacturers to rethink motorcycle design. It also helped Japan become dominant in the global motorcycle industry. Suzuki Hayabusa. The Suzuki Hayabusa became famous in the late 1990s for one reason above all else: speed. Named after a falcon known for hunting blackbirds, the Hayabusa was designed to surpass every rival motorcycle on the road. It quickly earned a reputation as the fastest production motorcycle in the world. Its rounded aerodynamic shape looked unusual at first, but it helped reduce wind resistance at extremely high speeds. Riders admired the bike not only for its power but also for its smooth and stable ride. Even today, the Hayabusa remains one of the most recognizable high-speed motorcycles ever built. Ducati 916. The Ducati 916 transformed sport bike design in the 1990s. Designed by Massimo Tamburini, the motorcycle combined racing performance with striking Italian styling. Features like the single-sided swing arm and underseat exhaust became iconic almost immediately. Beyond appearance, the 916 performed brilliantly on racetracks and won multiple championships in superbike racing. Ducati motorcycles had always been respected, but the 916 pushed the company into global popularity. Many riders still consider it one of the most beautiful motorcycles ever made. Royal Enfield Bullet. The Royal Enfield Bullet is one of the longest-running motorcycle designs in history. First introduced in the 1930s, it became especially popular in India, where its simple mechanics and durable construction made it practical for rough roads and long journeys. The Bullet developed a loyal following because of its slow, steady character and distinctive engine sound. Unlike high-performance motorcycles built for speed, the Bullet focused more on experience and endurance. It became deeply connected with touring culture and long-distance riding across mountains and countryside roads. Norton Commando. The Norton Commando gained popularity during the late 1960s and early 1970s as one of Britain's greatest motorcycles. It combined strong performance with a smoother ride than many competitors thanks to its special vibration-reducing frame system. Riders admired the Commando for its balance between speed and comfort. It also carried a classic British appearance with polished metal parts and a low aggressive stance. Though Norton faced financial struggles over the years, the Commando remained one of the brand's most respected achievements. Yamaha YZF R1. The Yamaha R1 changed the modern sport bike world when it arrived in 1998. Engineers designed it to be compact, lightweight, and extremely powerful. Instead of simply building a larger engine, Yamaha focused on making the motorcycle feel sharper and more responsive. The R1 quickly became known for aggressive acceleration and race-inspired handling. It influenced nearly every sport bike that followed because manufacturers realized riders wanted machines that felt close to professional racing motorcycles while still being usable on public roads. Vespa 98. The Vespa 98 played an important role in rebuilding Italy after World War II. Unlike large motorcycles, the Vespa scooter was affordable, lightweight, and easy to ride through crowded cities. Its step-through frame allowed people to ride comfortably while wearing everyday clothes. The scooter became associated with freedom and modern urban life during the 1950s and 1960s. Films and advertisements helped spread its image around the world, turning the Vespa into more than transportation. It became a cultural symbol that still survives today.